Tonight, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Remnant One, and I'm going to go on to continue with this recovery series. This is kind of like a bonus volume that I thought of today. It was called Social Reform. Okay, so we're going to continue with volume 3 as of tonight. So let me start by saying I hope everybody's doing well, being safe, and trying to obey the respective laws of the land. Okay, and that being said, I'd like to start this series off with just a little COVID stats count as of today, May 25th. Just coming off this Memorial Day weekend. Salute to all the soldiers and veterans, such as myself as a veteran that went, and our forefathers that done great service for this country. So, Nevada, which state that I live in, Las Vegas, has got about 7,700 cases, 392 deaths. U.S. is 1.72 million, and it still leads the way with now 100,000 deaths. Okay, worldwide it's about 5.6 million people, and as stuff is now starting to open, as many states are entering the phase 2 of 3 of openings now, the numbers are going to spike a little bit before it goes down. So I don't probably predict these numbers going down probably until like the start of the summer, which is the very latter part of June. So it's going to go up and then it's going to go down. Okay, and we expect a second wave probably here at the end of the summer. But until then, okay, it's going to go up probably for at least about another 3-4 weeks. Okay, but things are opening. That's the good thing. Okay, with New York having now 360,000 cases, New Jersey 150,000, and Illinois at 108,000. Now, one of the surprising states is Massachusetts is now about 90, a little bit over 91,500 cases, and that's a lot of cases per square mile. As we know, New Jersey and Massachusetts are very small. Okay, so that's where we're at right now. Okay, and by now, this virus has affected everyone individually in some kind of way. We all know somebody that's affected by it. So if you look at things in an entire state, okay, as society, it just basically it trickles to a domino effect from the inside out to the entire human society, okay, on how we're going to get through this virus and so forth. So just looking at this article about United Nations, okay, that basically talked about the social impact of COVID-19, okay, and we've had a lot of pandemics over the last 100 years, quite a few, okay, but this article speaks on different things like social inclusion, reducing inequalities, and eradicating poverty. Okay, I pretty much think that the COVID virus, okay, is basically one of the events or cataclysms, okay, that were divinely started for a reason, okay, to pretty much bring everybody together, and it makes everybody realize that this is all about survival. It doesn't matter if you're the highest, okay, at the top echelon, or the poorest man on earth. Okay, it goes to show that yes, this virus is capable of taking out everyone. Okay, so I think it pretty much galvanizes, okay, reality as well as the fear for Elohim himself. All right, so I think that it does thwart, okay, humility. All right, I think that it kind of and asks probably people that have something to give or wealthy to try to give or be more benevolent to the poor. All right, but I believe that at the same time, okay, that in order to work together for survival, okay, they have to be concocted new social norms. So that being said, they may be, I know in my family and pretty sure in yours, okay, that you may have friends and family that may be wary, okay, about being around others because of the fear of either contracting it and giving it to a family member themselves. So, you know, that I think it does once again enable people to take more precautions. And this is what this article is all about. And it also, I think that it informs people to pay more attention to the poor, because the poor is pretty much access to limited resources, okay, like food, water, and that, and you know, the essentials, and which is predicted COVID, okay, can spread more rapidly to the poor. All right, so check this article out, okay, UnitedNations.com. All right. That being said, that part of the new norms is cooperation. Okay, more cooperation to the many of the new guidelines and so forth. Okay, and also the enforcement of these guidelines. So I think as society that we must try to abide by these new rules for now. Okay, I believe that it's something that's temporary. I don't believe that it's going to go away, but I do believe this is something that the human body as well as society are going to have to get used to. They're going to have to get used to it. Okay, we as a human civilization has to get used to it. It's not going to adjust to us. And that being said, once again, that I just encourage people not to get put law enforcement in a situation to where, okay, that they have to use any type of physical and deadly force. But that is a concern, okay, to many people in many ethnicities and so forth, because the constitutional rights are temporarily suspended, okay, and because many of or this COVID virus and the effects of it are more into the hands of the government, that goes shows that the police have more enforcing powers, okay, but that does not give them an excuse for brutality. But I believe that the government is maybe going a little bit overboard with it, especially law enforcement. And I pulled up this article called TheNation.com, where, and I believe myself, I'm looking at plenty of articles that's what's going on in the Northeast and so forth, in the Midwest, about how these cops are conducting themselves, okay, about this being the new social distancing, that is the new racial profiling, okay? And there's been incident after incident where police has been attacking black people, but I've seen people in general, okay? There was a 65-year-old white lady, but then again, I believe that she pretty much that she was deserving of it because she was given a ticket and tried to drive off, okay? But nevertheless, okay, I would just encourage to follow the social distancing rules and try to be cooperative with the police and so forth. So, okay, because the main objective is, okay, that when they approach you, to handle it tactfully, because you want to eradicate the situation and get those people out of your face, and maybe get a lawyer and handle it in court. Okay, so this is an interesting article, all right, about that. Okay, where a lot of people feel that Okay, that once again, to stay healthy, but there's been people that's been harassed. Okay, if they don't see you social distancing or wearing your mask and so forth. Okay, I believe that they do have the power to enforce, but it is to believe that a lot of the enforcement has became a little bit exuberant with it when it does come to many people of African descent, and that's what this article talks about. Okay, where the force had in some of these cases had become a little bit excessive. Okay, such as the incident out there in Louisville, Kentucky, when they have that girl Breonna Taylor got shot 8 times, and what I believe is well, see, the boyfriend did not do any kind of drugs, so he didn't deal drugs, but he has some, I think, a relative or a friend of a relative that had, and it's to my belief that I believe they came to his house looking for those suspects without a warrant. Okay, so they came to the wrong house, and I believe that, again, my belief that the law enforcement or whatever has shot up that girl, okay, to avoid a witness. But this is going to play out the way that it needs to play out. Now, they have many instances in New York for social distancing in New Jersey where people did not cooperate as far as social distancing. Okay, some people that were asked to leave. You even had security guards. Okay, there was one that was shot. Okay, for asking somebody to put on a mask and social distance. But they had a guy, okay, that sat on, okay, his stank ass on somebody's face, okay, as he arrested this guy. Okay, they're tackling black people and so forth, I guess, as they're playing football. And I think that there's a way that you could apprehend people if you have a taser, a gun, handcuffs, and probably there's other cops around. I believe that 2 people can handle the average person, okay, without being too exuberant. But again, okay, that I think that we have to be very, very tactful and cooperate. That if we're in these establishments, either cooperate or leave. Now, me, I'm not going to wear my mask unless I'm forced to wear it. And then I'll go to my car and go get it and put it on. Do what I have to do and get it over with. Okay. And this is a article I'm telling you about on BBC.com. Okay, this is all over the news where this Minnesota man, okay, was choked to death, okay, for a guy that was putting a knee, okay, in his neck, like so forth, and broke this man's neck. And again, you can Google this, and they have this article or articles like this all over the internet. Okay, now I don't know the particular story, okay, but this is uncalled for. Okay, I don't believe that he had a weapon in his hand. He wasn't attacking the police. Maybe that he did not cooperate. But this man didn't deserve that. Okay? But then again, okay, let's all do our part, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's get to some scriptures. Make a volume 2 of this because of time constraints. But, okay, so what you want to do after this part right here, just click on to part 2 of volume 3, okay, so we can get some scriptures in. Hey, thanks for listening.